You'll note, by the way, to orient people, so the Purnell Center for the Arts is the home of the School of Drama. That modern-looking new thing, half of which has a green roof, is a new Gates Center for Computer Science. And we had long planned to connect these two physically, both to allow people to get down from the cut to lower campus. And you have to admit, it carries tremendous symbolic importance. Well, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Carnegie Mellon, and on behalf of the entire university, I'm pleased to announce today that the bridge connecting these two will be known as the Randy Pausch Memorial Footbridge. Now, actually, based on your talk today, we're thinking now about putting a brick wall at either end and let students see what they could do with it. Randy, there will be generations of students and faculty to come here who will not know you, but they will cross that bridge, they will see your name, and they'll ask those of us who did know you. And we will tell them that unfortunately, they were not able to experience the man, but they are surely experiencing the impact of the man. Randy, thank you for all that you've done for Carnegie Mellon. We're going to miss you.
So every good show needs a closing act, and so to do that, I'll invite up Andy Van Dam.
Oh, how I love having the last word. But to have to go on after that fabulous show, I don't know whether that was good planning. Well, I started in Brown in 1965, and it has been my privilege and great joy not just to teach thousands of undergraduates and some graduates, but also to work one-on-one with a couple hundred of them. And over 35 have followed me into teaching, I'm proud to say. Out of those best and brightest, it was very clear that Randy would stand out. He showed great promise early on, and a passion about our field and about helping others that you've seen amply demonstrated today. It was matched by fierce determination and by persistence in the face of all brick wall odds. And you've heard a lot about that and seen that demonstrated as he fights this terrible disease. Like the elephant's child, however, he was filled with satiable curiosity. You remember that. And what happened to the elephant's child? He got spanked by all of his relations, and you've heard some of that. He was brash. He had an irrepressible, raucous sense of humor, which led to the fantastic showmanship that you saw today. He was self-assured, occasionally to the point of outright cockiness, and stubborn as a mule. And I'm a Dutchman, and I know from stubbornness. The kind way to say it is he had an exceedingly strong inner compass. And you've seen that demonstrated over and over again. Now, having been accused of many such traits myself, I rather thought of them as features, not bugs. Having had to learn English the hard way, I was a fanatic about getting students to speak and write correct English from the get-go. And Randy the Mouth had no problem with that. But he did have one problem, and I'm having a problem with my machine here. Here we go. And that was another part of my fanaticism, which dealt with having American students learn about foreign cultures, and specifically about food cultures, and more specifically yet, about Chinese food cultures. So I would take my students to this wonderful Chinese restaurant where they cooked off the menu using a Chinese menu, and I tried to get Randy to sample this. But would Mr. White Bread touch that stuff? Absolutely not. And worse, he refused to learn to eat with chopsticks. I was chairman at the time, and I said, Randy, you know, I'm not going to let you graduate if you don't learn to eat with chopsticks. It's a requirement. Didn't you see that? You, of course, didn't believe that. And so it came time for graduation, and I handed him his diploma. And this was the picture one of my friends took. And what you see is Randy opening his diploma to show it to his parents, and there was an autographed copy of the menu in Chinese and no diploma. It was one of the few times I got the better of him, I have to confess. Well, here we are today, all of us, and hundreds of people all over the country, I dare say, all over the world, participating in this great event to celebrate you and your life. Randy is the person, the mensch, as we say in Yiddish, your manifold accomplishments as a model academic, especially as a mentor to your students. Your Disneyland expeditions not only were unique, but they are legendary. You have more than fulfilled the terms of the Brown University Charter, which are to discharge the offices of life with usefulness and reputation. Your utter devotion to your family and your career are exemplary and continue unabated as you cope with the immensity of your situation. You exemplify undaunted courage and grace under pressure, the most terrible pressure one can imagine. Randy, you have been and you will continue to be a role model for us. Thank you so much for all you have done for us and to allow us to tell you privately and in such a public way how much we admire, honor, and indeed love you.
Thank you again, everyone. And now I'd like to invite you to make your way to the Newell Simon Hall atrium where we'll have a reception. Thank you very much.